Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. I have Shashwat with me here today, and we're going to talk about some American companies. Some of these companies we have done individual videos on, but I thought we'll get Shashwat to combine all three companies together and talk about how they're doing. If there's any news about them, which is of relevance to you guys. Hi Shashwat, what do we have?
Yeah, so this video is going to be top three stocks which you and I have been looking at. And these are the top three stocks which we think provide a good dividend yield, are relatively safer in terms of their business model. And we think that they're maybe long-term holds. And this is in no way investment advice. We're just discussing it for your education as a value investor. That being said, the first company which we'll be talking about today is HSBC. This bank is a wonderful opportunity to buy a company which is in trouble at wonderful prices. The company is trading at 0.88 price to book, which means that the amount of assets per share is higher than the price it's trading at. So the price is only 88% of the assets it owns. So you're basically buying a dollar for 88 cents or a rupee for 88 paisa. That's how you can think about it. And they're giving you a dividend yield of 6.39%. This is phenomenal returns, especially in a low yielding environment in terms of dividend yield. This dividend yield is higher than your treasury bills in the US, which is phenomenal. And it's definitely a company which you can look at because it's out of favor due to its exposure to Chinese assets. And yeah, it's something which is definitely worth taking a look at. Do you have anything to say about that?
I agree. I mean, it's a fabulous price and it's a wonderful investment. If you have the opportunity and you have the extra cash sitting around, instead of it sitting and doing nothing, it's a wonderful thing to get inside. It's a lovely arbitrage and you can make some sweet money on it. Just holding on to it.
Yeah. And if people are a little scared of their Chinese exposure, that is exposure to Chinese assets, they can always choose to get out of HSBC later on if you feel like the exposure is way too much. Understandable.
True.
Second company we want to talk about is Unilever. Unilever is a company which is amongst Nestle, Procter and Gamble, ITC. This company is the original consumer conglomerate company. It has companies such as Tide, and its detergents alone are like around five, six brands. And all the big brands, I think Unilever owns in terms of detergents. They produce consumer goods, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. It's a wonderful business. It's the ITC of the US in the sense that you have enormous diversification, and yeah, they have penetration in a broad range of markets. Of course, our viewers should know about Hindustan Unilever, but it's even Hindustan Unilever is a wonderful company, but it's a bit too overpriced for us. But if you do want to buy HUL and you're unable to, buying Unilever in the US or Unilever in the UK is a wonderful opportunity to get your hands on some of their business. So that's the second company, and they're giving you a dividend yield of about 3.6%. It's trading at about a PE of 14, and it looks like a pretty decent, fairly valued buy.
I agree. If you're really interested in buying Hindustan Lever, I'd rather be that you buy the Unilever parent company because why own the horse when you can own the stable?
Exactly. And that's the thing. The difference between Hindustan Unilever and Unilever is that Unilever milks Hindustan Unilever for all that it has, in the sense that you have to pay a royalty fee, you have to maximize dividend payout from Hindustan Unilever instead of reinvesting capital so that the main company gets to suck out as much as it can from its subsidiary. So it really does make sense to own the parent company rather than the subsidiary in this case. And when you own the parent company, you also have majority of its business which is done in North America and UK. They make money over there in dollars. So it's always a wonderful bet to buy a company which makes money in a foreign currency rather than an Indian currency, that is the INR. So this is something
Very
which
true.
people at home can definitely consider in their decision making when looking at companies.
Very true.
So moving on to
Very
the third company, this is a company which we've talked about in the video yesterday, and I'm going to elaborate on it a little more as to why I think this company is a buy. And this company is called Berkshire Hathaway. It's the one company which we've been drumming home constantly since when my other uncle got onto YouTube. We've been talking about Berkshire, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. So you might be wondering, that one way to become a great investor is to learn what the masters do and become a good investor. The other way to become a great investor is to just sit on the backs of those people who are great investors. And that's basically what you'll be doing with Berkshire Hathaway. you'll be sitting on the back of Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, and the two other. Now I'm forgetting their name. Greg is one guy who's handling operations, and the another one who's managing insurance, an Indian fellow, also a very smart guy. So you have an exceptional team working at Berkshire Hathaway, and they're making wonderful acquisitions. They made a brilliant acquisition with Occidental Petroleum. They're basically trying to connect, synergize their oil business and their railway business, and they have multiple other consumer business. Duracell batteries, for example, give profits to Berkshire Hathaway because they own Duracell batteries. They own Dairy Queen, which is the ice cream company for those of you living in the US. And yeah, there's basically no like avoiding it. Berkshire Hathaway is a wonderful buy. And another reason why Berkshire Hathaway is a wonderful buy is because companies like Apple might be too expensive for you to buy, but you can get exposure to companies like Apple by buying Berkshire Hathaway, because the largest shareholding of Berkshire Hathaway, that is, the largest part of the portfolio, is Apple. So you will be getting an exposure to the tech sector as well, slightly. Yeah, and you have access to the insurance business, which has been doing exceptionally well, which we talked about in the past video. Warren Buffett made $36 billion of profit in the past quarter. So Berkshire Hathaway has been an exceptional performer. And while looking at Berkshire Hathaway, what you have to understand is that they do a lot in terms of earnings, and like they color their earnings in a way where they want to make the stock seem unappealing. So your PE ratio for Berkshire Hathaway is through the roof, but the way they engineer their profits, you think that okay, this company is like really expensive, but if you actually look at it, the company is dirt cheap for the amount of assets they own. And that's the beauty of Berkshire. And if you do understand Berkshire and you do believe in the story of Warren Buffett, I definitely think it's a company which is going to give you exceptional returns over the next few years.
Very true. And all of us would like to claim that Warren Buffett is our advisor, our financial advisor. For you to make that claim, all you have to do is buy a few books. You have to stock, even just one stock. You can tell your friends very proudly, yes, Warren Buffett advises me. He takes care of my money. It's a wonderful thing to say. And you can
Yeah,
definitely rub it into your friends' faces by saying, yes, who's your advisor? Warren Buffett. Who's yours? So, yeah, always,
but
I would
yeah,
always say recommend Warren Buffett. Yes, that's the only way you can get into Warren's mind is by buying that share. Then you don't have to worry about it because you're inside Warren's nest.
yes. And another thing is that you'll also have exposure to Japan. And by buying Berkshire, by buying Unilever, and to some extent by buying HSBC, you're basically having global exposure, because
True.
HSBC opens you up to China for better or for worse. It opens you up to UK, it opens you up to the US.
Very true.
Unilever opens you up to multiple other countries, be it India, be it any other European country, be it the UK, be it America, be it Canada. It opens you up to a vast range of markets where you are basically banking on. And finally, Berkshire Hathaway, there's no need to even like explain it. It opens you up to Japan, it opens you up to Canada, it opens you up to, again, the America. So this is a basket of stocks which is going to open you up to the entire world, and it's a nice way to get some exposure everywhere. Although I will say that HSBC a little more on the riskier side, being because of their exposure to Chinese assets. So I'll exercise caution with that one company if I were you. But otherwise, you do have some great opportunities to buy, even though the market has rallied by 17% in the US in the past year.
Very true. And like we always say, becoming rich is not exciting. It's actually very boring. Very boring to sit and watch money grow. It's like planting a tree and sitting there next to the tree and watching it grow. It's as entertaining as that becoming rich. It's just that social media and influencers and all the news media make it into something just like into something great. It's not. It's very simple. Invest on very boring, solid foundation companies. Let your money sit there and it will grow. And you can do other things with your time and not do too much of worrying about it. Like I was talking about Philip Fisher and Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger has also said this. Find companies which are well managed, which have very good products, invest in it, and then believe in your investment, believe in your knowledge and your research, and let it go on cruise control. And don't worry about the market news of little ups and downs. Sometimes the stock prices tick down, sometimes it picks up. All that shouldn't be of any worry to you. You have invested in Warren, you believe in Warren, you stay committed to it, and you will definitely get the rewards for it. This goes for Unilever, it even goes for HSBC. If you look at HSBC's long history, yes, it has had turbulent history. It has, many dark areas it's been involved in. But when a company's age is as long as HSBC, this kind of history is very normal. You take any British company which has been over there 200 years, there will be some tarnish about slavery, there will be some tarnish about colonialism, there will be lots of kinds of tarnishes here and there. You can't wipe all that off. Even German companies suffer this. So it's part of history. But like Shashwat says, you should have a certain risk for appetite for risk to be involved in HSBC. So that is something you should think and calculate and see if it is a risk you're willing to take. It's not something we are saying do or don't do. This is what we are doing. This is what we're talking about. If it's of interest to you and you think it's something you would like to know about, we suggest that you do your own due diligence and do your own research. Study the balance sheet, study the history, study the news, study where it's going, see the future of these companies. Most of their annual reports tell you very clearly what they plan to do.
Yeah.
It's not like Indian annual reports. Indian annual reports are like very vague. No one really knows what they're talking about. But in the case of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren's letters to the investors in those uh, annual reports are actually collected together and made into books because it so
Yes.
fabulously gives you insight into Warren and what he thinks the world economy is doing, where the industries are going. So it's a wonderful thing to read the annual reports. Even if you're not investing, I would suggest reading these annual reports. They're a wealth of information as an investor. What do you like to add, Shashwat?
That's pretty much it. So these are the stocks which we're looking at, which you could be looking at. And yeah, we'll keep coming out with videos like this because it seems to be in popular demand.
Right. And a lot of you have been asking me on Instagram of very specific companies, which is not there in our radar. So we are putting together these list of companies and we're trying to see what we can find out about them. And we will definitely share our findings in a video of these companies which you guys have been asking about. Then there's been another few asks about us about investing in American companies from India. There are lots of ways of investing in American companies from India.
Contact the number below and we'll get in touch with you. And you can email
Yeah,
us, shoot us an email.
yeah.
Everything is
And
underneath in
and
the
we will try
description.
and yeah, and we'll try and also do a primer video on that on how it goes about you opening an account through our brokers, what we use, how
Yeah.
it's done, how it's set up, what are the rules and regulations, how you can transfer your money into buying these shares. We'll walk you guys through this in a video. Very soon
Yeah.
we'll work on the video also for you guys.
That being said, I just want to put a disclaimer out there that we're not investment advisors. We're just talking about it for educational purposes. So yeah,
Yeah. And a lot of you are sitting in Canada and US right now and you're investing. And a lot of you have asked questions about your accounts over there. We are still gathering that information for you. Once we have all that information, we'll definitely put another video also. Other than that, do share your comments and feedbacks down below. I hope you're enjoying our new podcast channel, something new we're trying purely for just pure listeners. In the morning, we're trying to get it out in the morning so you can listen to it. The podcast is not stock specific. It's not something meant for savvy investors. It's very basic things, but basic terminologies for beginners. Because a lot of people have been asking us that they're nascent investors, they're just starting. They like to understand better. So it's just like, do you know what this term means? Do you know what that term means? What's inflation? Things like that we've been talking about in the podcast. So that's rolling out. So do let us know your
stay
feedback on
tuned for
this
that.
too. Yeah, you will
Yeah,
stay tuned for that and let us know your feedback on these two things. Other than that, anything else you want to add, Shashat?
that's about it.
All right. So thanks for watching Beerage today. Please do subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification icon so you'll be notified every time we come up with some new content. Other than that, thanks for being on Beerage.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah.
On 26th August, we are doing an event in Bangalore, Whitefield. Those desirous of meeting me in that event can contact the WhatsApp number or the email given below. My team will give you the details. Thank you once again for supporting Be Rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to bericenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.